Hey guys.
I'm Bob.
I'm Barb. Together we make up
HetteshWorld. We're in wine country, California.
So we're taking you on a tour of one of the original wineries in the United States. It's been here since 1921. It's lasted through Prohibition, World War II, and COVID. So we're going to take you on a tour today, do a little bit of a testing. I'm sure he's probably going to be drunk.
No, I'm not drinking.
He's driving.
It's 10 in the morning, so I'm not drinking. Barb's going to do the tasting, so she'll be a lot louder at the end of this video.
I don't even know what he's talking about, but stay tuned. Purposely chose this winery to come to based on just all the history and the family. And
Hi, my name is Marcus Cano. I'm the digital marketing associate here at Pedroncille Wnery. Welcome to the property. The bud wood from this came from the original mother clone.
Yep.
That used to be planted down on the property at the very end of our estate. Working your way back, so these are, I want to say, anywhere from 50 to 70 years old. I've heard a couple of different answers, but there's some old vines that produce absolutely delicious, wonderful fruit. They'll let the leaves fall off, let the seasons change, and then they'll start to prepare them for next year. So they'll prune them back and then get them prepped for the seasons and then get them ready for harvest. These vines, they don't need a whole lot of water.
Okay.
They actually need to struggle quite a bit.
Okay.
Get overwatered, underwatered, especially like during the heat. The heat waves right before harvest.
Yep.
We had just finished picking all of our Zinfandel, and then we hit the heat wave. But when that heat wave hit a few weeks ago, that actually sped up our Cabernet harvest. So we were expecting, a 2-week difference, and then just 5 days of extreme heat put us up needing to pick that same week at 8 a.m. at night.
Oh my gosh!
Through the night,
yeah.
Is the weather
to
the vine.
Because I mean the sugar levels will spike, the acidity will drop, and you need to find that perfect balance.
Yep.
So once all that heat hit, sugars were there, acidity was there, so we just had to pick them as soon as we could.
How many acres of vines?
So we have 115 acres of vine, 200 acres of estate.
Wow.
And all this you can see is ours. Then on the back of this ridge we have a lot more. And then up there where you see all those green vines, those are our recently planted ones. Those are about, I can't remember what they said, I think it was 4 or 5 years old. The older they get, the less fruit they produce.
Okay.
But the less fruit they produce, the better the quality is. So the clusters will be small, but the flavors and what they produce is intense.
Oh, I grew up with a little grapevine when I was a kid by our house.
The Concord grapes. You're not going to hurt it.
Get you. Very good. I like it. Super sweet.
1927, Giovanni and Julia Pedroncille came to Geyserville and bought this winery, which it was at the time it was a shutter winery. It was during Prohibition, so at the time when they were producing, they were only producing they're selling wine by barrel, which is what you're allowed to do. So you can produce X amount of barrels, and you can actually bring your own gallon of your empty gallon, tap the barrel, and then pour yourself, and that was completely legal at the time.
Wow.
And then luckily, once Prohibition had lifted, they made that pivot to bottle. So in the early 1930s, that's when they started producing their own label under Zinfandel and Cabernet.
Now, are you one of the great kids?
I'm not a Pedroncille.
Okay.
However, my father is the assistant winemaker here.
Okay.
And he's been here for the last 31 or 32 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I actually worked here 10 years ago when I was a kid.
Oh my
gosh. So during the summers, I do all the landscaping.
So it's labor intensive. They have to pick all that, don't they? There's no machines.
Yeah.
To do
So for here, we don't machine these. We can't because of the land, because of the hills.
Okay.
So when you put a machine on here, it needs to be on flat land. So even with this little slope, it's a high likelihood that it can tip.
Yeah.
Plus these are like an umbrella-shaped vine. So when the machines are whacking the vine, it's going to break a lot of the vine.
Okay.
So you need it on a trellis.
Okay.
And these aren't trellis systems. They're the they're umbrella shape basically. So vine there, vine here, so they're just wacky. and you have to pick them all by hand. Plus, I mean, they produce the grapes in different areas. Some are low, some are high, some are all bunched together. So you need them all picked by hand. I'll show you guys the barrel room, and
Yep.
they're bottling up some wine right now.
Okay. Oh my God, this is just so exciting. Thank you so much for this. Okay, everyone take a deep breath in because it is amazing. Or scratch the TV, whatever.
How long can they reuse in barrels?
As much as possible. So I mean, we resell them. So we buy some used, we buy some new, and some of the new ones we buy when we filter them out. We don't actually put them into one of our newer vintages. We just sell them off to buy new barrels. Yeah. So you'll see we have some French barrels, some American barrels. So some of our wines, they need the quality from a French barrel. So for like a Cabernet Sauvignon, you want nice, smooth tannins, very soft, fruit-forward wine. So that's where a French barrel will come in. And then like our Zinfandel, which is an American-style wine, or an American-Italian-style wine.
Yeah.
You want the fruit to do all the talking. You want all the spices, the baking spices, and all those fruit notes from those grapes to really show. And American barrels do that, where they don't do that as much in a French barrel for us.
What's the longest aging wine that you have?
Longest aging wine is our Cabernet Sauvignon, our Courage Cabernet Sauvignon. So that one's our high-end wine.
Okay.
That one ages in barrel for, I can't remember if it was 18 or 24 months.
Okay, to my friends in Batesville, Indiana, and I know you know who you are, how many hours would it take for you to finish this?
So when these barrels sit after sanitation, they tend to be a little dry on the inside.
Oh.
So what they do is they just fill them up with water to let them rehydrate.
Well, yeah, they do. Water.
Yeah, so the water, let them rehydrate.
That rehydrates the wood and stuff, so it won't,
Exactly.
the wine won't be soaked into it. So.
Okay, so right here's our little scale house. This is
Yeah, we saw that coming in.
Yep.
You'll see one. This is probably the smallest scale you'll ever see at any winery. So this is built for one truck or one gondola. So during harvest, trucks will pull off here, leave the gondola there, and then in here we have
I saw this old-fashioned scale with the weights and stuff.
old-fashioned scale. Still up to date, still working.
Oh my goodness.
These are a rare thing to see. Not many wineries have them. We're one of the last few that do.
They got the California seals on it for weights
Exactly.
and
So
measures.
fully certified, and this thing is perfectly accurate. Which is you won't see many of these.
Those are probably some of the original equipment.
We have some of our old wooden tanks. They don't use these often anymore.
It's empty. Something's wrong.
When we brought it in, it actually ages in here for about 2 weeks with the skins to try to capture as much of the rich purpleness out of the skins, get as much of the high quality juice out. Then they'll press it. After they press it, so they get pressed when they come in to get as much juice out. After they age, they get put back into the press.
So there's no Lucy.
So
Damn it.
every single drop of grape that we can. So
Yeah.
we press them twice to get as much juice out as possible.
Right.
So guys, you're not going to see me pressing grapes today. Sorry.
Make our wine. We save some without labels in case somebody wants a custom order, or if we need to bottle more, we'll relabel them.
Wine gets put on here.
They're gonna get their capsules on the back. It'll come through, tighten up the capsule, then it'll come through and get labeled.
Oh my God, that's exciting. Going over by where the processing
So we're
is.
finally labeling our Wisdom Cabernet. Yeah, so we age them in bottle for a little bit, and then we relabel them, so that way we can check to see if any wine seep through the cork
Okay.
before we ship it off.
Okay.
And then a perfectly labeled bottle. So it'll go through there. They hand place the capsule, then the capsule gets sealed,
Okay.
comes through, gets labeled, and then it gets put on the line.
Okay.
And some of those that are labeled off, sometimes the labels, because these are the dark ones, they'll get scratched or they'll peel off. So then they got to peel them off and then relabel them. One at a time, comes through here, and then it seals it up
Okay.
to make sure it's nice and fitted to the neck.
That is amazing. Okay, so for our subscribers who follow our channel, they know that I am not a big drinker. But I drink every now and then, and I usually drink in moderation. But this was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I'm glad that I tried. Because I've never had a wine that I really liked. It was too sweet, it was too dry, it just wasn't right. But trying these wines in this flight that they provided us with, and there is a fee for that, gave me a good example of what a really good, excellent wine can taste like. And I actually enjoyed every single one of them. There wasn't one that I didn't like, which is very unusual for me. So I was so happy and excited that I found a place that if I wanted to have wine with a meal or with friends, then I had a choice. The wine itself is so good and so smooth. The smell is incredible. You can really smell everything that is in that wine when you really take the time to think about it. It's so fresh, so flavorful, and so full-bodied. I would like to thank Pedroncille Wnery for changing my life. So, Bob, how do you feel about our tour of Pedroncille today?
I enjoyed it. Marcus did an incredible job. They had the original mother vine,
yeah, mother clone vine
from the 20s, so which is pretty cool.
Yep.
I mean, thinking that they really nice tour.
I mean, we feel
winery.
Really blessed that they took us everywhere. We're not really wine drinkers,
yeah,
but when you're in California, this is something you're going to want to try. And both of us were very surprised at how smooth and full-bodied and actually tasty all the wines were, from kind of like a sweet version down to, you know, their dry version down to their dessert almost kind of wine. We are very grateful to the winery for letting us come here and shoot a video today. And you know what? I don't believe that I feel like I've had 4 shots of wine, but
she probably does. But what I was going to say was, these small wineries, you need to support them so they can stay around.
Yeah.
You know, it's
yeah, they hire a lot of people. A lot of people are here working hard.
yeah, it's labor intensive when you're
Yep.
not doing it all with machines. I mean, you get some of these big wineries, it's all done by machine. There's no, you know, people behind it. So these small time wineries and breweries and all that stuff, as we travel the country.
And I'm pretty sure that if I have to get a birthday gift for someone and send it somewhere, I'm going to order it from here and have it delivered, because we're on the road and everybody I know loves wine, so it'll be perfect.
And their wines are all affordable. There's, I think he said the most expensive was what, 32?
No, 45 or 48 or something.
Yeah, 48 for the highest, which is pretty crazy. And then a lot of them are in the, you know, the under $20 range.
I will link their information below and a link to their website and everything, so definitely check them out.
Yep.
Please give this video a thumbs up. Smash up that notification bell. And remember, more HetteshWorld.
Come travel in our incredible wine world.
Bye.